I charged Queen Elsa of Arendelle with treason and sentenced her to death.
We know a trickster when we see one, and Prince Hans has villain written all over his face. But according to a certain Frozen actor, the Prince of the Southern Isles might redeem himself in Frozen 2. Is Anna's ex-fiancé as evil as we think? Keep watching to find out.
If only there was someone out there who loved you.
We thought we had Prince Hans all figured out, but now we're not so sure. When we first met him in Frozen, we thought he was Anna's soulmate. We mean they finished each other's sandwiches for crying out loud. But it didn't take long for Hans to show his true colors. He desperately tried to get rid of Anna and Elsa, and he nearly succeeded. Luckily, true love was able to swoop in and save the day. The last time we saw Hans, he was getting thrown into a cell and shipped back to the Southern Isles. His 12 older brothers were supposed to determine his punishment, and we finally got to see what this was in Frozen Fever. Hans's brothers sentenced him to clean up manure from the royal stables. So if living a dirty lifestyle was what Hans wanted, he sure got what he asked for. Still, many fans believe that Hans is a misunderstood character who is acting out of desperation. During Hans and Anna's duet, Love is an Open Door, the ex-soulmates talked about their upbringings. It's here that we find out that growing up with 12 older brothers was no joke.
12 older brothers. 3 of them pretended I was invisible. Literally.
And he also states that he has been searching for his own place for his entire life. Being picked on and growing up without friends is still the perfect recipe for a villain. Still, it's possible that Hans feels bad about what he did to Elsa and Anna. After all, shoveling manure every single day will give you time to think about your actions. But then again, it also gives you plenty of time to plan your great escape. Disney movies don't have a shortage of Easter eggs. So fans couldn't help but notice Hans' pictures posted up at a police station in Big Hero 6. Does this mean that Hans escaped from the Southern Isles and is out to seek revenge on Elsa and Anna? We'll explore that theory at the end of this video. First, let's find out if Hans is going to redeem himself in Frozen 2. During an interview, actor Santino Fontana spilled some behind-the-scenes secrets. Back in 2014, Santino hinted at a possible Frozen sequel, which turned out to be true. Hans' voice actor also revealed that the Frozen writers weren't finished with Hans just yet. In fact, they were even thinking about redeeming his character. But what could Hans possibly do to right his wrongs? After all, Hans' crimes are super serious, so clearing his name won't be an easy thing to do. He would literally have to risk his own life for Elsa's or Anna's to redeem himself, and he might just get that chance. What if Hans chooses to join Anna and Elsa's quest in Frozen 2? In the trailer, we see Anna take Kristoff's sword and swing at something behind her. Could she be swinging at Hans? It's possible that the Prince of the Southern Isles is following the group to their destination, but why would he do that? Let's look at the possibilities. Hans is either trying to clear his name and right his wrongs, or he's up to no good. And since he's clearly good at acting like a nice guy, it's hard to know for sure. Whatever is happening to Arendelle could be happening to the Southern Isles. So perhaps Hans will run into the gang while attempting to save his people. That would explain why we see Anna swinging a sword in the trailer. After all, she did knock Hans out the last time she saw him.
The only frozen heart around here is yours.
So imagine what she would do to him if they crossed paths again. If our heroes and Hans have the same end goal in mind, they might potentially band together to defeat their common enemy. After all, the enemy of your enemy is your friend, right? We have a confession to make. We totally loved Hans before he became a wannabe throne robber. And how would we not? He was charming and kind, and he took super good care of Arendelle while Elsa and Anna were away. Sure, he turned out to be the villain of the story, but the prince did have his moments. He handed out warm blankets to families during Elsa's snowstorm, and he stopped his henchmen from firing an arrow at Elsa in her ice castle. So there has to be a shred of decency in there somewhere. Still, there are reasons to believe that Hans is plotting his revenge. After all, he has been reported missing since his initial sentence. We previously mentioned that a most wanted poster with Hans' face on it was posted up at a police station in Big Hero 6. So at first, we were led to believe that Hans had escaped from the Southern Isles and was looking for a new throne to steal. However, Big Hero 6 came out in 2014 and Frozen Fever was released in 2015. So the timeline just doesn't add up. The only explanation is that Hans was on the most wanted list before he ever came to Arendelle. If this is the case, then we're not exactly sure that he's looking to redeem himself. Everyone deserves a second chance, but it looks like this isn't Hans's first time at the rodeo. So what could Hans be up to? We can tell from the Frozen 2 trailer that Kristoff, Anna, and Elsa are embarking on an epic journey, and it appears that they're going to be traveling far from home. So who's taking care of Arendelle? It's no secret that Hans wants to be king, so maybe he'll try to take over Arendelle during Elsa's absence, or maybe there's more to Hans than meets the eye. There's also the possibility that Hans will pretend to have changed only to lure the sisters away from Arendelle. In the end, Hans has a reputation for being two-faced, so he could try to lead the sisters into a trap, but his first mistake would be forgetting who he's up against. Hans's return has yet to be announced by Disney or posted on Frozen 2's IMDb page. However, it wouldn't be their first time that Disney withheld information to surprise their viewers. And besides, we still don't know who actors Evan Rachel Wood and Sterling K. Brown will be playing in the sequel. So it's anyone's game right now. Whether Hans redeems himself or adds a few more crimes to his record remains to be seen. But either way, we're excited to see if his character pops up in the sequel. Do you guys think Hans will appear in the sequel? Let us know in the comment section below. And be sure to tell us if you think Hans will turn out to be a villain or a hero. Give this video a big thumbs up if you're excited for Frozen 2. And don't forget to subscribe to The Things for more videos about your favorite movies and TV shows. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.